Hey guys, my name is Chris and welcome back to Haywood Homestead. Today is February 2nd and I'm going to be going over with you our budget for the month of February. So I'm a little behind on videos right now. I've got a couple others that I wanted to have up already before this one. But since we've already started and gone into February, I thought I'd go ahead and get this one up first. So let's go ahead and get started. I hope all of you are doing good and that you guys are excited for the weekend. I know I am. It's been a long week, and January, as always, seemed to last forever. So, but again, this is our February budget. So I haven't done a budget outlook overview video like this in several months. So if you remember some of the expenses we had a while back, they may or may not be on here. So this is probably going to look a lot different to you. But of course things have changed. We moved into a new constructed home in January of 2023. So we just are past our 1-year anniversary living here, and expenses that come with that, as well as a new mortgage and all of that, have changed. So, but I digress on that. Let's go ahead and get started. So our first part here is I'm going to put our expected income. And we are expecting, first I'll lay out our income sources. So I'll put C for me, for Chris. I'll put A for Amanda, that's my wife if you're new here. And then my nephew Hunter, I mentioned in a previous video, just moved in with us last month. And he has agreed to pay us rent money of $300 a month to help out with bills, electric, food, that kind of thing that will, of course, go up with a third person living here. And so I'm going to put H for Hunter. That's his name. That's my nephew once again. So I'm expecting a total of $27.86 this month. I do get a raise sometime this month. I don't know what the amount of that will be yet. So I'm just going to keep budgeting on what I currently make. So I get paid bi-weekly, as does my wife. So these are, this would be divided by 2. Amanda, we're expecting her total of income this month to be $2,100. And then again, Hunter will give us $300. And he will give us this on the 14th. So he moved in on January the 14th. So I gave him the first month to, get his money together and get his budget going, which of course I helped him with that. And I told him that his first rent payment wouldn't be due until the following 14th. So, but anyway, let's add all of that up. So we have, there we go. So we have $27.86 for me, plus $2,100 for my wife, plus $300 from Hunter. So our expected budget for February will be $5,186. My paychecks always stay the same. Of course, as I said, this month it could change with a raise on it, which is a good thing. But Amanda's paychecks fluctuate. So we budget her paycheck to be every payday $990. That's what we need from her paycheck to go toward the month's bills. However, it's always above that, so I'm actually budgeting a little bit higher than what we account for just the bills part, if that makes sense. So I'm counting on at least $2,100. This could be more, or this could be a little bit less. So, but yeah, we're expecting $51.86 for the month of February. I will give an actual number on that at the end of the month. So to go ahead and start off, we're going to look at our expenses. Okay, I was forgetting how to spell there. The first we have is our mortgage. This is our biggest payment each month. It's a big one too. I don't know if I've shared this amount with you before. You might be thinking when you see it, wow, that's a really big mortgage. But then depending where you live, it might not be. So our mortgage payment now is $2,160 a month. All right, so next is gas. So I am currently working 1 day at home each week and then 4 days in the office. So we had to increase our gas budget, even though Amanda and I are back to carpooling to work. We had to increase our gas budget from 400 in January to 500. Excuse me, it was 400 in December. We had to adjust it to 500 starting this year. So 500 will be for gas. Next is car. We have a 2016 Toyota RAV4, and the payment on that is $457 a month. I'll be glad when that's gone, but we still got a little ways on that still. Then we have electric. We are what our power company calls budget billing, meaning this amount will pretty much stay the same every month this year, and then they'll go back through the last 12 months and determine what actual power usage we had and adjust the rate going into the following year. So, but for this year to be about $195 a month. It might fluctuate a couple dollars here or there on some months, but it will be about that. So phones and internet is next. We have a payment on Amanda's phone. It's an iPhone 14 Pro Max. It's $45 a month. And then we have her line, Hunter's line, and then my line. So that's 3 lines on our plan. We're with T-Mobile. And we also pay for internet through T-Mobile, and it's $50 a month. So the total for all of that is $237. Next is car insurance. This is full coverage on my wife's RAV4, which I mentioned, and also my 2013 GMC Sierra. That each month is $191. We also have some envelope funds that are set amounts that I have a lot of envelope categories, but there's a select few envelope categories that I put a certain amount to every single month religiously. They don't get whatever I'm able to put in. They're budgeted to have a certain amount put into them. So the total for those envelopes is $323, and I'll share with you what those are soon. And then we have XM radio. I'll put Sirius XM because that's how I have it on my cheat sheet to the side, because I can't remember all this off the top of my head. I try sometimes, but I don't. I'll end up forgetting something. So we pay $11 for that. That is a set price for 2 years, which I thought was really good. And Apple storage is last. So this is just for extra storage on our iPhones. So that is $3 a month. I also budget with whole numbers. So like our Apple storage, for instance, is $299 a month. So I just budget 3. Whatever I round up. So whatever the difference is on our bills, that the difference just sits as a buffer in our expense account. So those are our expenses. Let's add these up. So $2160 for mortgage, $500 for gas, $457 for our car, $195 for electric, $237 for envelopes, for phones and internet, $191 for car insurance, $323 for envelopes, $11 for XM, plus $3 for Apple storage is $4,077. I hope I'm going to have room on this paper. I'm going to try to, though. Let's see what we got next. All right, so we have a little bit of debt, and that's one of the videos I wanted to have out before this one, but stay tuned, because I will still put a video out explaining what our current debt is and our plan to pay that off. But I'm going to separate that into credit cards. We have more debt than just credit card debt, but these are minimum payments that we have to make each month on these credit cards. So, for instance, though, the car, of course, is a debt. But anyway, you'll see what all of our debts are soon. So credit cards, we have a Capital One card. And the minimum payment on that right now is $150 a month. And then we have an American Express card. I'll put Amex for short. And that is $85 a month. So our credit card payments total $150 plus 85 is $235. Okay. And then we have a spending account, which is an account where after we take a certain amount of money from each of our paychecks to go toward bills, whatever money's left from that paycheck goes into a spending account. So it's free money to do, pretty much to do what we want, but we budget sort of what we're going to do with that spending money. So I'm going to put spending here. Our bank account is made up of 3 accounts. It's made up of a expense account, a spending account, and a savings account. So first in spending, groceries, we're budgeting $310 for that this month. We're hoping that number will work. If it don't, we'll have to make an adjustment going into March. So this will be the first full month Hunter's living with us, so we'll have to see. Next is vacation. We are going on a getaway the middle of this month to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We have a good amount of money saved already for that trip, but I'm adding a little bit into that before we go. And so I'm budgeting $30 out of our spending account. Then we have a envelope fund called Family Gifts. This is where we do not celebrate Christmas, but this year we're starting a fund to be able to give a small money gift to all of our family members at the end of the year. Not for Christmas, but just as an appreciation, as an I love you type thing, and just that, because some of them do buy us Christmas gifts, even though we tell them not to, or we don't expect them to. They do it anyway, so we're just going to kind of give back, again, not for Christmas, but because we enjoy giving gifts as well, and that's when typically our families come together, is during Christmas and some of the holidays. So Family Gifts is going to get $10 this month. All right, so let me think here. Also, we're saving to fence in our entire property. We've gotten a lot of it done, but we still got some more fencing to save up for. We're going to put $35 into this envelope. And then we have extra debt. So we're going to put $292 toward extra debt this month, which will be nice. We like to see those balances go down, of course. And then we have a new envelope called, it's like a sinking fund. It's called Pet RX. This is to save for our cats and dogs' flea, tick, and heartworm medicines. These are not cheap. It costs about $700 to $800 to get a full 6 months on all of their medicines. So I have to do a sinking fund for this now. So we're starting that this month, and we're going to put $120 into this. And then our electric bill up here, as you see, we budget $195. When we changed to budget billing, we still had to pay the bill that had come up before we changed to budget billing. So the difference between what's budgeted for the rest of the year, $195, our electric bill was let me think. Let's see, let's do this. It was a $53 difference. So we'll do 195 plus 53. Okay, so our bill was actually $248, but since only 195 is budgeted, we've got to come up with the extra 53 this month to pay that bill. So I'm going to put power overage. I hope I didn't confuse you there. I can be very wordy sometimes. Power overage, $53. And let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's all of that. All right, so let's total up our spending items here. So $310 for groceries, $30 for vacation, family gifts $10, fencing $35, extra debt $292, $120 for pet RX, plus $53 for power overage is $850. Let's see. Okay, so if we take, let me do this so I can kind of separate all of this, highlight these here. So credit cards, spending, and then our expected income. All right. So if we take our income, our expected income of $51.86, take away our expenses of $4,077, take away our credit cards, $235, and $850 in spending, we're left with $24 left over. This will just hang out in our account, in our spending account, and will be a buffer, so to speak. So that concludes it all, guys. As you can see, you know, we have a really large mortgage payment, and we are also trying to pay some debts off. So I'm just really staying focused and trying to meet our goals. And in the debt payoff video, I'll be able to show you exactly what our financial picture looks like right now as well as what's on here. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, guys. I hope all of you are doing great. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and give me a thumbs up. I love you guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.